So this is a little demo and review of the Fender Kingman SCE Nat acoustic bass. So what can we say about this bass? This is going to be another video in the theme of my experience with such and such an equipment. My experience with the Fender Kingman. So what can I say about this bass? I can say that I really like the feel of it in my hands. I really think that it sounds pretty good acoustically for the type of bass that it is, and I'm using my ElectroVoice RA20 microphone so that I can give you a little demo of how it sounds acoustically into this microphone, which is how I record it. I just uploaded a video the other day about how I record this acoustic bass, so I figured I'd do a video on what I actually think of the bass itself. One thing that's really nice is that I really love the neck. From what I read online, it's the same neck as a Fender jazz bass, and that would not surprise me at all. And it does look like the neck of a Fender jazz bass, and it's really nice to play. So I think it sounds pretty good acoustically, especially for recording. One disadvantage is that if you want to use this bass to compete with an acoustic guitar around a campfire or something like that, I'm not sure it would work so well. That's what I've read online, and based upon the volume of it played, I tend to agree that I don't think it would compete too well with an acoustic guitar, although it probably would be maybe half the volume of an acoustic guitar if you played this along with an acoustic guitar, so you'd be heard a little. Especially if the acoustic guitar player was a little sensitive to you and actually adjusted his volume a little, which you probably can't count on. The one main advantage of this, disadvantage of this bass is that it tends to fall. Because it does have such a cool neck, the neck is very heavy, which on an acoustic guitar, they pay attention to the weight so that the neck isn't too heavy versus the body. Where here, the neck is actually over heavy compared to the body. I'm going to take off the headphones 1 second, and I'm going to put on the bass and play it a little bit for you, and you'll see that. So I have the bass on, and now you see when I don't hold it with my arm, the bass tends to fall. So if you're moving around your studio, as I sometimes do, with this bass on, and the neck is really long, it can be a bit inconvenient. You know, it's going to want to hit some stuff around you unless you're in a really big room. So that's the main inconvenience of this bass. It is made in China, which for many people, me included, is a disadvantage compared to being made somewhere in North America or Europe. So that should be taken into account. Also, I'm not going to show you the DI sound on this video. The DI sound is really nothing special. If you just want a DI bass, then don't bother getting this, that's for sure. I don't think anybody would buy it for that reason anyway. But if I'm just using a DI, I'd definitely use one of my normal electric basses. But I use this bass when I really feel like the track needs a totally acoustic sound. And for that, I think it really does a great job. It adds a particular character. And even if I decide, as I mentioned in my video on how I record this bass, I always record a DI in parallel. But even though I do that, I try to feature as much of the acoustic bass sound as possible in the mix when I use this bass. Otherwise, I wouldn't use it. Otherwise, I'd just use my P bass. So I'll play it a little bit for you in front of the ElectroVoice RA20 here that we have, that you're listening to my voice through. So, really, I really enjoy the sound of that they got to come out of this bass acoustically. It's really, uh, you know, it's not gonna outdo a stand-up bass by any means, but for an acoustic bass instrument that you can record and that takes up a reasonable amount of space, this is really pretty cool. So, and that the song I was just playing is actually my. Now I'm going to try to upload this song to my Jeffrey Schmidt music channel so that you can get an idea of what this bass sounds like in a mix, because the song I was just playing is the fourth song off of the album I just released. It's called Dance to Set You Free. And so I think I'll upload that song soon so that you can get an idea of what this bass sounds like in a real mix with both the acoustic and DI components of the recording included. All right, well, I hope that you enjoyed this video on my experience with the Fender Kingman acoustic bass. I did a little demoing for you, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.